At their core, archetypes are universal symbols or patterns of behavior that appear across cultures, time periods, and spiritual traditions. They represent common experiences, roles, and paths that people take on their journey through life. As we explore these archetypes, keep in mind that they aren't just abstract ideas. Each of us can embody multiple archetypes throughout our lives, and sometimes even at the same time. These archetypes reflect different phases of our spiritual growth and the many ways we can engage with the sacred and with the self. The 7 archetypes include the goddess, the saint or servant, the witch, the seer or the psychic, the warrior, the healer or wisdom keeper, and finally, the martyr or victim. The archetype of the divine goddess embodies creation, fertility, and power. She represents divine feminine energy in its purest form. The goddess archetype embodies the essence of what it means to create. She represents our connection to the earth, nature, and universal life force. The goddess is nurturing, abundant, and life-giving. She holds immense inner power and grace. The goddess archetype allows us to connect to the divine, tap into our powers of manifestation, and make our dreams come true. Words associated with the goddess archetype include creation, abundance, divine love, beauty, and perfection. The shadow side of this archetype can manifest as vanity or ego. To tap into the goddess archetype, embrace self-love, cultivate your inner power, and recognize your ability to create reality. How will you invite this sacred feminine archetype into your life? The saint or servant archetype embodies selflessness, service, and devotion to a higher cause or to others. The saint-servant archetype embodies deep devotion and unconditional love, often sacrificing personal desires in service to others or to a higher cause. This archetype finds fulfillment through humility and spiritual dedication. The saint or servant is compassionate, humble, and pure-hearted. She is often associated with sacrifice for the good of others. She represents surrender, dedication, and living with deep purpose. She is often linked with religious devotion or humanitarian work. Words associated with the saint or servant are service, compassion, humility, devotion, and selflessness. Her shadow manifests as insecurity or powerlessness. To tap into the saint-servant archetype, do what you love. It will lead you to your life purpose. Lean into your compassion and create healthy boundaries for yourself. Where in your life is the universe offering you the opportunity to provide service? The witch archetype represents the mystical, intuitive, and magical aspects of feminine spirituality. The witch uses her spiritual knowledge to harness nature's power to heal, transform, and challenge societal norms. The witch archetype is connected to magic, rituals, and secret practices. The witch challenges the world's expectations and embraces spiritual independence. She represents the use of inner power and magic to transform the self and the world. Words associated with the witch archetype include magic, mystery, intuition, ritual, and rebellion. In her shadow, you can see fear of power or domination associated with the witch. To tap into the witch archetype, embrace your intuitive wisdom. Enhance your life with practices connecting you to the earth and the moon. And connect with energies that make you feel a sense of personal power. Do you embody the witch archetype to tap into your authentic inner power? The seer or psychic archetype is a visionary, able to access higher truths through intuition, clairvoyance, or spiritual insight. The seer psychic is gifted with deep insight and the ability to perceive hidden information and future possibilities. Words associated with the seer psychic are vision, intuition, clairvoyance, prophecy, and foresight. The shadow side may manifest as illusion or deception. The seer or psychic is deeply intuitive, insightful, and prophetic. She can perceive the unseen or unknown. She represents wisdom and foresight. She often acts as a guide for others by providing spiritual insights or visions. To tap into your inner seer psychic, find a spiritual teacher, practice meditation, and learn to trust your intuition. How can you tap into the seer psychic and activate your supernatural powers? The warrior archetype represents courage, strength, and the ability to stand up for oneself and others. The warrior archetype has fierce determination, standing as a protector and champion for justice and willing to fight for what is right, both physically and spiritually. Words associated with the warrior archetype are power, strength, courage, leadership, and resilience. The shadow side can manifest as ruthlessness or aggression. The warrior is bold, resilient, and action-oriented. She fights for justice, truth, or a spiritual cause. She represents the pursuit of justice and protection of the sacred. She is often a defender of others or of moral principles. To tap into the warrior archetype, stand up for your beliefs, become an activist for something you believe in, or take a leadership role. How will you tap into your inner warrior? The healer or wisdom keeper channels her wisdom and experience into nurturing and restoring others, using her knowledge of cycles, nature, and the body to offer profound healing and transformation. The healer or wisdom keeper archetype represents wisdom, maturity, and the understanding of deep spiritual knowledge. She often appears in the later stages of life, but can embody anyone who practices the healing arts or seeks spiritual wisdom. Words associated with the healer or wisdom keeper are wisdom, knowledge, discernment, guidance, and patience. The shadow can manifest as manipulation or imposter syndrome. The healer or wisdom keeper is wise, experienced, and compassionate. She is the possessor of wisdom and keeper of secrets, traditions, and deeper truths. She represents the ability to heal self and others, as well as the accumulation of spiritual understanding and the transmission of wisdom to others. To tap into the healer or wisdom keeper inside of you, practice self-healing and recognize the wisdom you carry. Be willing to share it with others. How do you tap into the old soul full of wisdom who lives inside of you? The victim or martyr archetype often arises from suffering and embodies themes of sacrifice, loss, and the desire for redemption. The victim or martyr reflects the experience of suffering and sacrifice, often feeling powerless, but ultimately revealing the potential for profound transformation and inner strength through adversity. Words associated with the victim or martyr are vulnerability, empathy, sacrifice, redemption, and transformation. The shadow side manifests as powerlessness and suffering. When we are in this archetype, we are vulnerable, empathetic, and sacrificial. We experience suffering, but can also transcend it. The victim martyr represents deep emotional healing and the possibility of transformation through suffering. When you find yourself experiencing this archetype, this is your opportunity to face your trauma, navigate healing methods, and allow yourself to heal. You have the power inside yourself to be happy and peaceful. None of us fit neatly into just one archetype. We move between them throughout our lives depending on the challenges we face and the lessons we're meant to learn. The truth is, each of these archetypes live within us, regardless of what body you incarnated in. Each of these archetypes invites us to explore different aspects of the divine feminine and the human experience. They provide us with a way to understand our inner strengths, weaknesses, and potential for growth. As you reflect on the 7 archetypes, ask yourself, which archetype do I resonate with the most right now? Have I experienced a shift between these archetypes as I've grown? And how can I use the lessons of these archetypes to further my own spiritual development? Archetypes are not about perfection or following a set path. They are guides to help you navigate your own unique spiritual experience, offering wisdom, strength, and clarity along the way. It seems we are all here on a journey of self-love, self-acceptance, and a search for our authentic self. May you continue your spiritual journey with the knowledge and power that you are connected to something ancient, something divine, and something profoundly beautiful.